As you know, the Texans are in training camp, and it's looking good so far. Looking good. Things you're hearing about Stefon Diggs so far in training camp, nothing short of amazing. Great things coming from them. They're right on schedule. Can't wait till the season starts. But we're going to get into Bobby SLOWIK, talking about Stefon Diggs. He's one of us. So we're going to get into this little short clip. Then we'll come back and talk about it. But big things from Stefon Diggs so far. I like to hear that this early before the season starts. So let's check it out.
I just love his personality. He's extremely competitive. He's got energy. He's got juice. You know, I'd never been around him prior to this. And I think I speak for the entire offense and the entire team that he's fun to be around, you know, but at the same time, he wants to be the best he could possibly be. He wants to be coached. He wants to help teach young guys, you know, he wants to be a leader. He also wants other guys in the room, when they have something for him, to coach him and to teach him and get something from Nico, get something from Tank. And Bryce, like he's one of us. You know, that's the number one thing that jumps out to me is he's one of us. He's a competitor. He loves football, and he's been a great dude.
So you hear that? Great things. That was like picture perfect. Music to your ears. Just music to your ears. Listen about Stefon Diggs by Bobby SLOWIK. Now, as far as his work ethic and his professionalism, we already knew that about Stefon Diggs. The only knock on him was what type of teammate was Stefon Diggs. And if you're going off of what happened in Buffalo, you'll say chaos, turmoil. The guy's a high competitor. You heard from Bobby SLOWIK. He wants to win. He loves being in his locker room. He's teaching the young guys, this young receiver group that is stacked, calling it the five-headed monster, adding Stefon Diggs. He's coaching them up. And not only that, he's taking insights from them. Any way to better his game and to better this team offensive wide receiver group, that's what he's doing. So, man, it's just music to my ears hearing him talk about Stefon Diggs in this way. Like I said, it was turmoil in Buffalo. Things didn't work out. And he didn't say no backlash with Buffalo leaving them. Or Josh Allen had no bad things to say about him, just moving on. Getting to a new team, get a new breath of fresh air. And trying to see what they can do this year. Getting deep in the playoffs, trying to win a Super Bowl. If that happens, it'll be great. But they should make the playoffs. No doubt about that. So that's no question. Can they win a division? Absolutely they can win the division. Can they win the Super Bowl? Yes, they can have an absolutely great chance of winning the Super Bowl. But it's two factors. And if you covered this team most of your life like I have, you know their tendencies, you know their weak points, you know what they need to get great at. And two things come to mind if they're going to win a Super Bowl. Number one, maturity. Maturity is going to be a big factor. When I say maturity, I'm talking about times are going to get rough. It's not going to be a box of chocolates all through the season. You're going to have some adversity. You might go into a 2 or 3 game losing slump, but you can't lose your focus. You can't start pointing the finger. And this is the part where they start saying Stefon Diggs is going to show himself. When things get bad, they start losing games. He's going to start pointing blame around, saying he's not getting the ball enough. They need to change some things on offense. You're going to hear about all this kind of stuff that they're thinking about that's going to happen with Stefon Diggs. Maturity in this football team is going to pay big dividends going down the stretch when things are getting tough, when you stand focused, stacking wins, getting closer to your goal. There's a lot of young players on this team. So if they can stay focused, take things serious, they're going to have an absolutely good chance. A great chance, actually. The second thing that's big on my book, besides maturity, is awareness. Awareness. What do I mean by awareness? Awareness in knowing who you're playing. Awareness in knowing it don't matter if you're playing the Cardinals or you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. You got to come with the same attitude, the same game plan, effort. If you're playing a team that just won the Super Bowl like the Kansas City Chiefs, you can't go through these lows all down through the season. You can't do that. You got to get up for every game, week by week, taking it one game at a time, and don't have no letdowns. Just because you playing so-called Cleveland Browns or a team that's at the bottom of the barrel coming in this season, just because you're playing teams like that, you still got to do what you got to do. Still bring your effort. Still come with the master game plan. It's going to be a lot of games this year. Y'all going to be on prime time. People are going to be paying a lot of attention to the Texans, especially coming in this year because there's a lot of star power, especially when Stefon DIGGS came over. All eyeballs are going to be on the Texans. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't feel no pressure. Big prime time games, get up for them. All that's in the past now. This team done gained experience. They're young, but they have experience. They got some veteran leadership. Not much, but they got some veteran leadership. You know what you got to do. The time is now for the Texans. No more excuses. You can say freshman, sophomore, junior, all these players. It doesn't matter. Great head coach. Great system. I almost want to say great front office. It's been a long time. I'm in therapy. I almost want to say great front office.
Or maybe you feel irritable or like running away. I'm going to walk you through a process to calm down. Now you're going to be okay. These feelings will pass. You can do this.
It's there. It's close. They standing back. They let D'Amico do his thing. Caserio is, look like he got a little brain and wits about him, but at first it was a little rocky for me. I wasn't a big Caserio fan. He's starting to work on me a little bit. But the McNairs, I don't know. That's a process. That's a long therapy session. But they're getting there, if you get my point. The Texans are getting there. Houston sports is getting there. I keep stating it over and over again. I'm excited about this season. All the pieces are in place. I mean, from the front end to the back end, from the back end to the front end, all around this roster is nothing but talent, speed, power, intelligence. And Bobby SLOWIK, we got to be lucky. This guy could have been gone. He decided to stay. He won't be a Texan for long. Head coach is all over this guy. Way speaks, way moves. Hell of an offensive coordinator. So enjoy him while you have him in Houston, because I'm telling you, after this season, it's just going to be hard to keep a guy like this. Offensive guru is going to be hard. And he's just going to be a kid in candy store just using all of them, putting guys in spots, working towards their strengths. Healthy Tank Dell, and hopefully he can go through the whole season healthy. That's going to be huge and big. Quit allowing this guy to do reverses and crack back blocks on a goal line around all these big players. Now, SLOWIK say they're trying to cut back on some of those plays. No, you need to eliminate those plays. Take care of your little guy. He's a specialist. He got talent. Don't put him in harm's way. There's no need to do that. You got other guys that can do that. Little guy like that with speed, hands, elusiveness, you want to keep him healthy on the field. He shouldn't be cracking back on blocks, trying to free guys open up holes to run. Leave that to somebody else. Now, as far as reverses and little trick plays, limit that to about 2 a game. And most of them has to be around the red zone area. I don't want to see 5 or 6 plays with Tank Dell doing wide receiver reverse and stuff like that. Just putting him out there on the island to get trampled on, being a small guy. So it's about smarts as well too. I think Bobby SLOWIK learned his lesson from last season. There's no need for him getting hurt, knocked out of the season on the goal line, getting down there with those big sloppy Joe Funyun eating mountain men. He don't need to be down there with them. It's a whole different ball game. Keep it skilled. Just keep it skilled.